Hey guys, how's it going? Today I want to talk to you about how to have confidence in your decision-making ability. And we're going to talk about two things. We're going to talk about preferences and we're going to talk about intuition. And so preferences, a preference is what you want, right? More than something else. So I prefer pepperoni pizza over supreme, right? The pepperoni pizza is my preference. Our preferences a lot of times don't get voiced, and maybe sometimes we don't even realize that we have preferences, or we kind of silence them because we're afraid of rocking the boat. We're afraid of being too much trouble. We're afraid of putting someone out. So a silly example is, let's say my husband says, "Hey, what do you want to eat tonight?" "Oh, honey, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter." Well, most times I know what I want. Most times I want sushi or pizza, but I'm afraid of saying that because just in case he wants Indian or a sandwich, or I'm afraid of my preferences not aligning with his preferences, and so I stay quiet. And that's very dangerous. That's a very dangerous thing to do, because over time you chip away at who you are and we get lost in the sea. All of a sudden we stand up and we look around, we're like, how did I get here? Like, I didn't choose this, but you did. You chose because you didn't choose, right? So, or the opposite, my life, praise Jesus, is very intentional. There are lots of decisions that I chose to get here. And so whether you're voicing them or not, whether you're silencing your preferences or you're really kind of putting them up front, that's a very important thing. The next thing I want to talk about is intuition. So, oh man, I love intuition. I think we all have it. I think that our intuitions are wise beyond our years. I think our intuition is a connection to God. I think it's kind of like our interior compass. An intuition is that gut feeling you get. It's sometimes a little voice on your shoulder saying, I think this is right. I think this is a good one. Or, no ma'am, no ma'am, do not go there, right? We've all experienced that. And so intuition, the same with our preferences, can get silenced over the years because we think, that's a crazy thought. Why would I be thinking that? There's no evidence around me saying that that's the wrong path, so I'm just going to go down that path anyway, or I'll figure it out later. Just a hint, guys and gals, figuring out later doesn't work. It's usually a shit show if you try to figure it out later. Figure it out as soon as you possibly can. So people ask me, how do you have confidence in your decision-making ability? And I tell them this. I started by deciding whether I wanted a ham sandwich or a turkey sandwich. That's it. A ham sandwich or a turkey sandwich. I would make myself choose. I would think about it. How does that feel? Do I want ham or turkey? Okay, turkey it is. And so I would start with these tiny little decisions. And I literally make myself choose A or B. Do I want chips or fries? Do I want to work out or not work out? I wouldn't do it because I was supposed to, or I wouldn't do it because I thought I should. I would do it because I wanted to. So the cool part about that is I started to figure out what a good decision felt like for me. How did I feel in my body when everything was aligned? My mind and my heart, my soul. My breath was usually slower. The wheels in my mind were not turning. My heart rate was slow. I was breathing deeply and calmly when I made a good decision. And so I started to know what a good decision felt like. Then I would weigh that against when I was having maybe a bigger decision. Did I want to take this job? Did I want to move out of town? Did I want to start writing a book? Whatever it is. Then I could feel, what does a decision, if I choose this way, How does that make my body feel? Well, my heart starts to race, and for me, guys, no kidding, I start to get lower back pain. So when I'm leaning toward a decision that doesn't align, my back starts to hurt. And I started to be very aware of that. I remember when I was a kid and I would lie to my folks. Sorry, Mom. Sorry, Dad. My legs would get really tight and my back would hurt. And I never understood what that was until I was a lot older. But my body was telling me, yo, like, this is not good for you. Take another route. But, I silenced it and pushed it away and lied anyway. And guys, I was grounded all the time for that stuff. So when I got older, my mid and late 20s, I started to figure out, what does good feel like and how do I feel when I feel good, when I'm following my peace? And what does it feel like when I'm making a decision that is not so good for me, not so healthy? But it all starts with those tiny layers. Ham sandwich, turkey sandwich. Take some time and figure out what you like, what you want. Write it down, say it out loud, tell your girlfriends, tell your husband, speak up. We have this saying in our house, and I say, everyone is allowed to get their needs met in this house. Everyone. Me, my husband, my 2 dogs, my daughter, any friends that are here, everyone is allowed to get their needs met. And I want to share that with you. You are allowed to have all your needs met. It's okay. You're not too much trouble. You're worth it. Just give yourself enough time to figure it out, what you like and what you want. Then start to figure out, how does it feel when I make a good decision? How does it feel when I make a bad decision? And be very self-aware. And so when you're navigating through the day, you don't have to listen to loud music. You don't have to go smoke a cigarette. You don't have to get drunk. You don't have to call your girlfriend for everything. And what should I do? Like, if you're taking a survey of the people around you, you don't need to do that. Like, if you're seeking their wisdom, fine. But if you're seeking what dress you should wear on a first date, no, you should know better. That's an example because I did that. You are wise. Your intuition knows. You have an inner compass that can guide you way further than anyone around you can guide you. You know, you have a connection to God already. You don't need me to tell you. I'm just here to remind you. Okay, guys, intuition, preference, let's work with those together. I'll talk to you guys next week.